Hi folks, this is Don Meisner with the North Country Fishing Report. Well, one of the things that that has been shown to me over and over this summer, and this summer's been sort of my gestation period where I'm entering a new stage in my fishing career and my fishing life. I hope I'm becoming a better fisherman because I'm observing and watching more than I ever had before. So what's one thing that I don't care whether whether I'm really observant or I'm deaf and blind. When I'm out fishing and I come to a pool that holds big and little fish, in other words, it's a pool where there's a grouping, a school of fish together, almost always the first cast into that pool is going to get the biggest fish. Why? Because they're bullies. Because they rule the area. Size does matter. And the bigger the fish, the more that they are going to be the dominant one in that given area of water. And so I've passed on to you spots that I look for. Always look for the end of pools, because at the end of pools, the water's going to be picking up speed to spill into the next pool. And as it picks up speed, it's going to wash food down to the end. And these fish are going to always gather at the end of the pool. Another thing is in an expanse of moving, flowing water. I'm not talking about the long, deep pools where I don't think there's as many fish, but in the long stretches of rapids and moving water, any break in those rapids, and this is very basic, but any break is going to be a spot. We call it structure. It's going to be a structural spot where the fish are going to hide, rest, whatever word you want to use. And in the current areas behind the rock, on the down current side of the rock, is where those fish are going to stay. They're going to be holding. The water's calm there. They don't have to expend energy, and they're going to hold right there and watch both sides to see if something washes down either side, and then they come out and attack. And I've often found that the bigger the rock, the bigger the bass that lives behind that rock. And I know this sounds so basic and so elementary, but it isn't. It's almost one of the key rules of fishing. And so remember that, especially as now fall is coming upon us, because in the fall, we've talked about the other things that change, but another thing that changes in the fall is the fish tend to group up more. They tend to form small or big schools more. Most fish are schooling animals anyway. They all are school. The school, by forming a school, it's protection. It's protection against dangers, and it gives them ways of attacking other fish. But in the fall, they're going to school up more. But I don't care what the size of that school is. The big fish are going to dominate. And then later, after they get their food, then you can cast in the same spots, and all you're going to catch is little fish. And I've seen this, had it happen to me all summer long. And it's something that I think about every time I approach what looks like a good structure spot. I'm extra vigilant and I'm extra careful with my cast and with my wading, because I want to make that first cast matter. And I don't want to scare whatever that predator is away by being overly loud or overly careless. I want my cast to be as perfect as it can be. And believe me, that's where I'm not even close to perfect. My buddy Rust is such a better caster than I am, but I make do with what I am. And these are all the things that I wanted to pass on to you. Until next time, folks, this is Don Meisner with the North Country Fishing Report.